I train hard for like 6 to 8 weeks, like a proper structure. But when I'm in the cage, I'm literally free. You can see me like majority of the time I'm smiling, I'm having the time of my life. And I always say if I'm having fun in the cage, then the crowd's having fun, then everyone's having fun. And that's what I want to do. Like, my ultimate goal is to be the best fighter possible. And I'll take anything that can get me to that level. And that's financial wise, that's fighting the best fighter. So the best fighter is in PFR, then I'm gonna stay in PFR to beat the best fighter.
Now we are entering in the second part of the interview, which is about your pro career. So currently you are 6-0. Every fight I watch from you has been a statement. Do you feel like you're becoming a big name in women's MMA?
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely getting more notice, especially now. Especially for like the past year. I'm 6-0 pro now, and I just came back from Thailand, and literally like every girl in Thailand knew who I was. And I watched your fight, I know who you are, blah blah. So I'm actually like getting bigger and bigger, and that's what I expect. I put on great performances. I get every fight I do leaves like a highlight in someone's head, so they keep reminding themselves for me every single fight. So I do feel like breaking into the international scene.
Hmm. Yeah, that's great. I think to have that's recognition. Is it something that you still yeah not used to it yet, or is it becoming more clear?
It's a little bit of both. Like
Yeah.
I get if I go to like a gym and stuff that people know who I am. Like I remember I went to like the supermarket like the other week and I got stopped like 3 times and I'm like, oh my days, and I don't even know them. It's like it's mad, but it's great in my aspect. Like I'm actually like reaching people, local people, people that's not actually in the sport but they know who I am.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. It makes me feel great.
Huh. And how do they call you? Like, hey, Chanel, Chanel, or is it just oh the woman that?
A little bit of both. A
Yeah.
little bit. A lot of people just like came up to me like, "Oh, I follow you on Instagram,"
Mm.
or "I saw you on TV," or "I saw your last K," or like, "Oh, Shanelle Dyer, oh, fight, oh, nightmare." Well, yeah, I'm getting recognized a lot, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, let's talk a bit again about your style. So you're, I think, exciting to follow. You're aggressive, technical, and you always try to bring that energy in the cage. Do you think that your fighting style is something that separates you from the rest of the division?
Yes, definitely, because I think my fighting style is unique. I don't think you can find any other female fighter fly kicking somebody in the face like what I did that my fight. I fight with a lot of freedom. Obviously, I train hard for like 6 to 8 weeks,
Yeah.
like a proper structure. But when I'm in the cage, I'm literally free. You can see me like majority of the time I'm smiling. I'm having the
Yeah.
time of my life. And I always say if I'm having fun in the cage, then the crowd's having fun, then everyone's having fun, and that's what I want to do. Like I always say, I do MMA because it's fun for me, and I want to spread that, and that's what I'm doing. So I think my fight style is fun. I try to keep it exciting, and what a lot of people don't know as well is that I'm actually really good at grappling and jiu-jitsu, but I just didn't get the chance as now to show that in the fight because I didn't need to get the chance. No one's pushed me to that point where I have to show off
Yeah.
my grappling. So I think I'm actually quite a well-rounded fighter. I can go to some sparring sessions and win all my rounds by grappling or win all my rounds by striking, or mix it up in that sense. So I don't think there's another female fighter that's exciting like me.
Understand. Now you currently sign at PFL, if I'm not mistaken. You're still on the roster. You did a
Yeah.
great campaign last year. Fortunately, you could not
Mm.
fight in the finals. Um, what made you choose PFL over other MMA promotions?
PFI actually signed me like really early. I think after like my first professional fight, they wanted to sign me.
Yeah.
But I remember having conversations with my coaches and manager beginning of my pro career, even before my first pro fight, to see what kind of avenues we wanted to take. And one thing I advocated for is I just wanted the experience. I was only 21 at the time. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be signed by anyone, just wanted the experience. I just wanted the right fights for me and grow slowly. There's no rush in this sense. So that was the plan. So PFL approached me after my first knockout win, spinning back elbow win. They wanted to sign me. And initially we turned that down. We said no, we kind of want to wait, fight all around different promotions for
Yeah.
like the next year or so. And then after my second fight, I finished her again in the first round. PFL approached me again and they were like, okay, look, we're willing to work with you, we're willing to grow with you, And the one thing that we wanted was growth, and I can grow within the PFR. They're like, okay, we'll put you in 2 undercards this year, then we make you go in the European scene, then the global scene. So there was a really great path within the PFR, and they helped me as a fighting as a fighter as well. Like the first few years in professional career can kind of be a little bit daunting. You don't know when you're fighting. They're fighting for little money, but PFR gave me that security and growth. So that's why I basically signed with PFR.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it looks like PFL tries to invest in their young
Mm.
prospect more than other organization. I mean, because I also
Yeah,
you
definitely.
saw you fight at Ares in France,
Yeah.
Hexagon, and then of course you went by PFL, and I think that's in a few pro fights. I mean, you already have a lot of experience because those are legit organization you fall into.
Yeah, definitely, and especially like PFR, they want you to be active. So they're like, okay, we can't really match you on their December card, but we can release you to fight on a different
Yeah,
promotion. And that's why I fought in RS, because they want you to grow as a fighter. They're not just stingy and keeps you into the organization. They want to grow you and be an asset for them in the future. So that's why they allow me to fight as much as possible. So I really like that for
yeah.
them.
Um, And also, PFL has different format than other MMA organization. That's the one of the only, at least, organization with a tournament format. Do you think it's a better format for you than, let's say, traditional MMA where you climb up the rankings?
I kind of like the tournament aspect. One thing I really like about it is that you know when you're fighting
Yeah,
in within the year, and that makes such a massive difference. Like in the beginning, they're like, okay, you're fighting this day, and this day, 3 times a year, and that's all you ask for, 3, 4 times a year. That's what any fighter wants ultimately. So you get to plan like your fight camps. Okay, I'm starting my fight camp on this day because I'm fighting on this day. I'm guaranteed. I know how much money I'm making for the year, so
yeah,
you can sort a sponsorship. Like that security. That's what I really like about the tournament as well. You know when to go on to holiday, when off season is. So I really like that security from PFR and the activity that it comes with that as well.
yeah. I understand it's really important to stay active. And if you do well at PFL, you have at least 3 fights secure for the year. So
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Last year you competed as flyweight, am I right?
yeah.
Yeah, and you just mentioned in the first part of the interview that you were aiming for the strawweight.
In the future, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I said before that my first fight in Hexagon, I had to fight upper weight class because I couldn't find anyone
Hmm.
that short to fight me, so I had to put myself in that position. But I definitely think in the near future I'm gonna go down to strawweight because that's my actual class.
Yeah.
I'm in 6-0 at flyweight. I'm not even flyweight. So definitely in the future I'm gonna be a little bit more professional
Yeah.
and make my way down to strawweight.
Yeah. You were looking quite good at flyweight, so yeah,
Yeah,
that would be
definitely.
definitely interesting to see you strawweight.
Yeah.
But does it mean that this year we will see you as a flyweight still, or?
I don't know. I don't even know what people is doing this year, but it's
Mm,
just conversations to be had. I think my next fight should be um in the next few months, so we're gonna decide what we're gonna
yeah.
do from there.
All right. Yeah, because right now in MMA, in women's MMA, I think flyweight and strawweight are really stacked
Definitely.
in terms
Yeah.
of competition. So where would you see yourself in global rankings right now? I don't even mean PFL or PFL or UFC. Like globally, where do you see yourself?
I think unofficially I'm obviously top 100, something like that. But I think personally, looking at people in my weight class, I think I'm 100% top 30 in the world.
All right.
And like personally, I don't think I've 100% shown that in my fights as so far, but I know what level I am, and hopefully I get to show that in my next few fights.
Right. And what's your ultimate goal in MMA? I understand now you're with PFL, but is there some way you want also to go to the UFC, be champion in multiple organization? What's your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal is to be the best fighter possible,
Yeah,
and I'll take anything that can get me to that level, and that's financial wise, that's fighting the best fighter. So the best fighters in PFR, then I'm gonna stay in PFR
I
to
understand.
beat the best fighter. If the world biggest belt to win in MMA at the time is the PFL belt, so I'm gonna stay in PFL to win that belt. If the options are all there in PFR, then I'm gonna stay in PFR to reach that. If not, then unfortunately I'll have to move on because It's my career at the end of the day. I want the biggest fights possible, the biggest paydays, and the biggest promotion and legacy. And right now I'm doing that in PFR, so I'm happy where I am right
Yeah.
now. So I don't think I'm gonna move anytime soon.
Yeah, I was thinking actually about this also. You just mentioned legacy. Is there a legacy what that you want to give? Do you aim to stay undefeated, or does it matter even to you?
A lot of people say MMA is changing now. A lot
Yeah,
of people is wants to stay undefeated. So a lot of people like padding their record, stuff like that. Everyone thinks that, oh, to be the best you have to be undefeated.
yeah,
Right now I don't think that level I'm at now, and where I'm at now, no one's gonna beat me anytime soon. So I'm looking to keep my undefeated record undefeated for the next 10 years possibly. But I want to see my limit. So it's like, if I'm winning all these fights easily, I want to put myself in positions where it's not so easy. So if I'm winning like all the fights at my weight class, I want to go up a weight class,
yeah.
test myself against people from other organization, other things. I want to see where my ceiling is. So maybe I'll lose those fights in the latter end of my career. Just trying to see where I can be, where my ceiling is. But right now, I'm gonna stay undefeated.
I understand. And yeah, what you mentioned is interesting because of course a lot of people say that you to be the best you have to remain undefeated, but
Mm,
MMA is really different. It's not boxing, even though boxing is also changing, but it's not a sport where you can, if you want to fight the best, you cannot. Yeah,
yeah,
there's a risk you will not stay undefeated.
definitely.
And yeah, so now you mentioned also that you think where you are right now, you will remain undefeated for quite some
Yeah.
time. But is there an extra pressure when you step in the cage to say, okay, I'm undefeated, I have to to step on my business and stay undefeated after the fight? Is there extra pressure?
There's never pressure on my side. There's like extra motivation to obviously in
Hmm.
like the gym and the training to train harder. Come like there's a little more stakes at hand. Like I'm like, if I don't train hard, then that's my O gone. I need to train as hard as possible
Yeah,
to stay undefeated. But I take every fight as it comes. I humble myself in each sense. I'm like, nothing matters until I win my next fight, and then I get through my next fight, and then all focus until my next fight. So I take each fight one as it come. Every fight is basically like my first fight, just 100% focused on that fight. And then I know who I am as a fighter. I know my abilities and capabilities. So knowing that, and I know I'm not gonna lose those fights.
yeah. Um, we talked a bit earlier about UK fighters. It's getting bigger and bigger. I think that generation of talents that you guys have over there is quite incredible at the moment. A lot of those fighters and talents went to big organization. You have a lot of UK fighter in the UFC. You had in Bellator before, now PFL. Do you feel also like that pressure of carrying the flag of your country?
Yes, definitely. Like I wanna be one of those fighters a lot of people look up to, um um flying the flag, be like, I want to be like her when I'm growing, when I'm older. I want to do what she's doing. Like she's an exciting fight. I want to base myself off of her. So I take inspiration from that. I always try to hold myself in the best of my abilities
Yeah.
to, because I know I'm a role model to a lot of people now. So I want to like fly the flag proud as well. Like my country's doing amazing, and I want to add to that.
And right now, if you could send a message to your division, so we're not sure yet which division you're gonna fight, but if you had a message for the
Everyone.
rest of the division, what would it be?
Okay, this is a message to everyone, not just my division, all female fighters in the world. Watch my next fights. I'm gonna be a new fighter. Just exposure. Every single fight I have is highlight reels, and I'm gonna keep that highlight reel coming.
And anyone can get it.
Anyone can get it anytime.
All right. And what's next for Shanelle Dyer then?
Just stay active, keep racking up the fights. I'm still young, so just trying to keep my records growing, improving, testing myself, and hopefully a belt soon in the horizon.
Yeah. Um, we actually went through all the questions I wrote down, but I had extra question for you. How did it feel a bit unachieved last year because you had a great season and you could not go in the finals to get that belt. How did it feel?
Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet. It's just like it's really anticlimactic here because obviously I had that first viral KO in the quarterfinals and in semi-finals. I had a great war. Then I'm like, okay, now I'm in the finals. I've made it. And then it just didn't happen. I'm like, oh well, I basically did all of that for nothing. But I had, as I said, like on my post on like New Year's Eve, I was like, I've had two amazing fights
Yeah,
that year, and a lot of people only had one fight. A lot of people had no fights that year. A lot of
true.
people lost the year, and I had two amazing fights. I had one viral KO, and I won like one of my hardest fights to date, and I still won the fight. So from that experience, so I've I've I can't take that for granted. Obviously, I wanted a little bit more. I wanted that belt. I wanted that money.
Yeah,
I wanted everything that came from it. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And there'll be bigger moments more in my career. A lot of what my coaches said to me that helped me get over it was that you're still young. There's still so much more to do in the
sure.
sport, which is true. I take the experience from last year and carry it on from this year and the future.
I was actually in the arena in Newcastle
Really,
when you
really,
had the viral KO. It was kind of amazing. Lights out
yeah,
directly. I mean, that's one of the to me that's one of the biggest moments in my MMA watch list from
yeah.
last year. So it was really amazing. And was there even a talk to send you directly to the World PFL, or was it not yet on the on?
I think there was a little bit of talk to send me to the world stage,
Mm,
but I don't really know what happened. I think my manager was kind of talking for
yeah,
with them. I think they just have like different plans for me. So I'm excited to see what they have in store for me this year.
yeah. I'll be excited also to follow that. And please, guys, be sure to give Chanel a follow. I mean, she's exciting to see. You don't have that much technical striker like that in MMA, so I think it will be great if you please can give her a follow. Thank you very much, Chanel, for your time. It was
No
amazing.
worries.
I really enjoyed it. Um, yeah, I will keep following you. Stay safe, take care, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.